I think there are way better things to do with your time than do speed work, than do bands, than do chains. We compete for a max effort lift with straight weight.
What would be some other exercises that powerlifters suggest highly that you're like, nah, not important for yourself?
For my incline work,
Yeah.
incline bench.
Yeah.
Dips, yeah, I mentioned dips before. So dips, I like floor press now that I do it in an equipped manner. Floor press raw always hurt me. It just always never felt good. Any movement, no, I'll be careful. Let's see. 99% of movements that are either band or chain related, like accommodating resistance. I think last year I did, on 2 bench occasions, I did a movement that involved chain weight. I'm not a fan of either one of those.
Yeah.
I despise bands. Chains are okay.
Yeah.
But I'm a bigger fan of free weight. So
Yeah.
I'm not a reverse. I used to be a reverse band guy when I was like a teenager, early 20s. Now it's just straight weight on everything.
Yeah.
Again, train how you compete. We compete with straight weight. We don't compete with bands and chains and reverse this and chain that and all that crazy shit.
Why do you despise the bands more than the chains?
Because again, I've had bad experiences with bands in terms of just like I tried doing, actually prior to that first 1,000-pound bench, I thought, okay, I'm back in this shit. I'm gonna try. I had bombed out of 4 meets prior to this meet.
Yeah.
1 year of failure. I don't use that word very often. I use miss, but I failed for an entire year, 4 meets in a row. I was getting desperate, so I tried Louis'. I'm talking like to the T speed work for the first time in my entire career. Maybe this is what I need. And I tried doing it. I did the percentages and the pendulum waves and the different bars, and my bench started to go down. I was just hurting and all these like deep, searing fucking pain. I don't like how bands pull you in one direction. And if you do the reverse setup, I don't like, because the bands want to speed the weight up.
Yeah.
And again, that's not how straight weight works. We lift in a sport that uses straight weight with a straight barbell. So that's how I like to train. But movement specific stuff, again, overhead work, incline work, dips, those have no value, and speed work has no value in my training whatsoever.
You've also been vocal about not liking conjugate.
Yes.
Is it for the reasons that you just said, or there are more associated with that?
I always say, like, people have to remember, I'm coming from a bench only world.
No, I get it.
Viewpoint.
Yeah.
I always like to say, I think there's value with that with the squat and deadlift.
Yeah.
But for benching, I don't think it fits. I think there are way better things to do with your time than do speed work, than do bands, than do chains. Again, being from the point of view of, we compete for a max effort lift with straight weight. And like I said, now this past year, I did, for sake of variety and for the sake of just throwing a wrench in my own training, I did a couple days in a year where I used chain weight. One of them was a narrower grip slinger floor press.
Yeah.
With like all the chains we had. Now again, a floor press, the bar is that close to the ground.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different too because the more the chain stays
Yeah,
on
there was
it
a
all-
shitload of chain on the floor. So once I maxed out the chain weight, I started adding plates on top of that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you enough. That's the other thing I don't like either. Is like, okay, you can kind of. I mentioned you have that scale over there. It kind of interested me.
Yeah.
I know you can you can weigh the chains and make it a very close approximation. But anytime you have bands on the bar, it's like you don't know what the fuck you're lifting. Besides what the weight you have lifted.
Yeah.
Weight you have loaded on the bar. You throw bands on there, and it's like, I have no fucking idea. I like to know what I'm lifting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I do use bands, which I think one time this past year, it was actually just 2 months ago towards the end, I think I was doing, again, slinger banded lockouts, like at the top 2 inches range, like just short range of motion. And I double choked 2 bands per side and went up to 500 plus pounds of actual bar weight. no clue what I was lifting. All I knew is that it was hard. That's the only thing I knew. Like I loaded weights on there until it was fucking hard, cool, and then I was done. Little did I know, some of my patrons on my Patreon had said, like, hey, you realize you double choked 2 bands per side, and from what we can tell what bands you were using, you had like 600 pounds of band tension on there. I was like, no fucking way. Because I did like a set of 10 with the 5 plates plus all those bands. You were locking out between 1,000 and 100 pounds. I was like, are you sure? So I had no fucking clue. I like to know what I'm doing. Yeah. You know, weight being lifted. Very important to me.
Well, yeah. Well, that's it. The reason why I ask these questions is I like to figure out how people have come to the conclusions that they do, because it works.
Yes.
Right? And anybody who thinks there's only one way is an idiot. Yeah. Because everybody's got their own way.
Oh, sure.
With that. And with, you know, the example that you just presented with the philosophy that you train under, which is very auto-regulated, when you don't even know how in the hell you're going to base what's going to follow, or if you need to even do a lot of recovery. Let's say you do that and your forearms are all beat up. Was it the bands? Was it the weight? You know, what the hell was it?
Yeah, I'm in a very structured environment, and I know exactly what I'm doing at all times. Yeah. So I'm very accurate at pinpointing exactly what happened. When you throw in kind of an unknown, like bands or chains, it's like, well, what was it? What's causing this? Yeah. With straight weight, it's pretty damn clear what did it. Yeah, I like that.
When you get yourself into a circumstance to where you think you have to deload, like, what does that look like?
Deload. Yeah.
Outside. Wait. Well, let me frame context. Outside of peaking for a meet, I think that's rain.
That's rain?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. In January.
Yeah.
In Ohio. It's weird. Let's see. Deload. So, yeah, and again, I don't peak for meets. I don't cycle to train for meets. I don't need 8 to 12 weeks to train for. I lift heavy all the time. So
you don't pull your last heavy day before a meet?
So I don't change anything before a meet.
Really?
Nope. I don't change a damn thing. Now, when I was a little bit younger and I had people above me kind of showing me the way, the whole thing was, okay, training heavy. Okay, the week before a meet, take it real easy. You know, come into the gym on Tuesday, bench 135, set of 5, and do some pull downs with like 215-pound curls, and then go home, and then just eat and drink the rest of the week, and then I was so fucked up coming into that meet. This happened more times than once.
Yeah.
So I realized something. I'm like, okay, hang on a second. Let me auto-regulate, like you just said. If I train heavy year-round, and I'm getting just fucking strong, and the weights are just going up consistently, and I'm only going to do one meet that year, and I train the same way for the entire fucking year, why would I change anything the week before a meet? So I come in. So my schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm off Mondays, Fridays. I lift Saturday, Sunday. I slay weights all fucking year, every weekend, super heavy. I'm a creature of habit. So me taking that week off will completely screw me over. I'm in the gym. So I compete Saturday or Sunday. If it's a 2-day meet, I'll compete Sunday. I'm in the gym on Wednesday, my secondary bench day, handling up to 1,000 pounds because that's normal for me. I lift super heavy weights on Wednesday bench, crazy fucking heavy weights, super heavy, for whatever it is, the variation for the day. Thursday, Friday, compete, or I bench on Saturday mornings. You guys bench on Sunday mornings, but that's normal. That's what my body knows. I'm not going to change that the week of a meet because that's dumb. I'm not gonna have a good meet if I do that.